كذلك وعلمت منهم الوفاء به، فقبلتهم وقربتهم وقدمت لهم الذكر العلي والثناء الجلي، وأهبطت عليهم ملائكتك وكرمتهم بوحيك ورفدتهم بعلمك، وجعلتهم الذريعة إليك والوسيلة إلى رضوانك، فبعض أسكنته جنتك إلى أن أخرجته منها، وبعض حملته في فلكك ونجيته ومن آمن معه من الهلكة برحمتك، وبعض اتخذته لنفسك خليلا وسألك لسان صدق في الآخرين فأجبته وجعلت ذلك عليا، وبعض كلمته من شجرة تكليما وجعلت له من أخيه ردءا ووزيرا، وبعض أولدته من غير أبي وآتيته البينات وأيدته بروح القدس، وكل شرعت له شريعة ونهجت له منهاجا وتخيرت له أوصياء، مستحفظا بعد مستحفظ من مدة إلى مدة إقامة لدينك وحجة على عبادك، ولئلا يزول الحق عن مقره ويغلب الباطل على أهله، ولا يقول أحد لولا أرسلت إلينا رسولا منذرا وأقمت لنا علما هاديا فنتبع آياتك من قبل أن نذل ونخزى، إلى أن انتهيت بالأمر إلى حبيبك محمد صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم، فكان كمن تجبته سيد من خلقته وصفوة من اصطفيته وأفضل من اجتبيته وأكرم من اعتمدته، قدمته على أنبيائك وبعثته إلى الثقلين من عبادك وأوطيته مشارقك ومغاربك، وسخرت له البراق وعرجت به إلى سمائك وأودعته علم ما كان وما يكون إلى انقضاء خلقك، ثم نصرته بالرعب وحففته بجبرائيل وميكائيل والمسومين من ملائكتك، ووعدته أن تظهر دينه على الدين كله ولو كره المشركون، وذلك بعد أن بوأته مبوأ صدق من أهله، وجعلت له ولهم أول بيت وضع للناس للذي ببكة مباركا وهدى للعالمين، فيه آيات بينات مقام إبراهيم ومن دخله كان آمنا، وقلت إنما يريد الله ليذهب عنكم الرجس أهل البيت ويطهركم تطهيرا. ثم جعلت أجر محمد صلواتك عليه وآله مودتهم في كتابك، فقلت: قل لا أسألكم عليه أجرا إلا المودة في القربى. وقلت: ما سألتكم من أجر فهو لكم. وقلت: ما أسألكم عليه من أجر إلا من شاء أن يتخذ إلى ربه سبيلا. فكانوا هم السبيل إليك والمسلك إلى رضوانك. فلما انقضت أيامه أقام وليه علي بن أبي طالب صلواتك عليهما وآلهما هاديا، إذ كان هو المنذر ولكل قوم هاد. فقال والملأ أمامه: من كنت مولاه فعلي مولاه، اللهم والي من والاه وعاد من عاداه، وانصر من نصره واخذل من خذله. وقال: من كنت أنا نبيه فعلي أميره. وقال: أنا وعلي من شجرة واحدة وسائر الناس من شجر شتى. وأحله محل هارون من موسى، فقال له: أنت مني بمنزلة هارون من موسى، إلا أنه لا نبي بعدي. وزوجه ابنته سيدة نساء العالمين، وأحل له من مسجده ما حل له، وسد الأبواب إلا بابا. ثم أودعه علمه وحكمته، فقال: أنا مدينة العلم وعلي بابها، فمن أراد المدينة والحكمة فليأتها من بابها. ثم قال: أنت أخي ووصي ووارثي، لحمك من لحمي ودمك من دمي، وسلمك سلمي وحربك حربي. والإيمان مخالط لحمك ودمك كما خالط لحمي ودمي. وأنت غدا على الحوض خليفتي، وأنت تقضي ديني وتنجز عداتي، وشيعتك على منابر من نور، مبيضة وجوههم حولي في الجنة وهم جيراني. ولولا أنت يا علي لم يعرف المؤمنون بعدي، وكان بعده هدى من الضلال ونورا من العمى، وحبل الله المتين وصراطه المستقيم، لا يسبق بقرابة في رحم، ولا بسابقة في دين، ولا يلحق في منقبة من مناقبه، يحذو حذو الرسول صلى الله عليهما وآلهما، ويقاتل على التأويل ولا تأخذه في الله لومة لائم. قد وتر فيه صناديد العرب وقتل أبطالهم وناوش ذؤبانهم، فأودع قلوبهم أحقادا بدرية وخيبرية وحنينية وغيرهن، فأضبت على عداوته وأكبت على منابذته، حتى قتل الناكثين والقاسطين والمارقين. ولما قضى نحبه وقتله أشقى الآخرين يتبع أشقى الأولين، لم يمتثل أمر رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله في الهادين بعد الهادين، والأمة مصرة على مقته مجتمعة على قطيعة رحمه وإقصاء ولده، إلا القليل ممن وفى لرعاية الحق فيهم، فقتل من قتل وسبي من سبي وأقصي من أقصي، وجرى القضاء لهم بما يرجى له حسن المثوبة. إذ كانت الأرض لله يورثها من يشاء من عباده والعاقبة للمتقين، وسبحان ربنا إن كان وعد ربنا لمفعولا، ولن يخلف الله وعده وهو العزيز الحكيم. فعلى العطائب من أهل بيت محمد وعلي صلى الله عليهما وآلهما فليبكي الباكون، وإياهم فليندب النادبون، ولمثلهم فلتذرف الدموع وليصرخ الصارخون ويضج الضاجون ويعج العاجون. أين الحسن أين الحسين؟ أين أبناء الحسين؟ صالح بعد صالح وصادق بعد صادق، أين السبيل بعد السبيل؟ أين الخيرة بعد الخيرة؟ أين الشموس الطالعة؟ أين الأقمار المنيرة؟ أين الأنجم الظاهرة؟ أين أعلام الدين وقواعد العلم؟ أين بقية الله التي لا تخلو من العترة الهادية؟ أين المعد لقطع دابر الظلمة؟ أين المنتظر لإقامة الأمت والعواج؟ أين المرتجى لإزالة الجور والعدوان؟ أين المدخر لتجديد الفرائض والسنن؟ أين المتخير لإعادة الملة والشريعة؟ أين المؤمل لإحياء الكتاب وحدوده؟ أين محيي معالم الدين وأهله؟ أين قاصمي؟ أين قاصم شوكة المعتدين؟ أين هادم أبنية الشرك والنفاق؟ أين مبيد أهل الفسوق والعصيان والطغيان؟ أين حاصد فروع الغي والشقاق؟ أين طامس آثار الزيغ والأهواء؟ أين قاطع حبائل الكذب والافتراء؟ أين مبيد العتاة والمردة؟ أين مستأصل أهل العناد والتضليل والإلحاد؟ أين معز الأولياء ومذل الأعداء؟ أين جامع الكلمة على التقوى؟ أين باب الله الذي منه يؤتى؟ أين وجه الله الذي إليه يتوجه الأولياء؟ أين السبب المتصل بين الأرض والسماء؟ أين صاحب الفتح وناشر راية الهدى؟ أين مؤلف شمل الصلاح والرضا؟ أين الطالب بذحول الأنبياء وأبناء الأنبياء؟ أين الطالب بدم المقتول بكربلاء؟ أين المنصور على من اعتدى عليه وافترى؟ أين المضطر الذي يجاب إذا دعا؟ أين صدر الخلائق ذو البر والتقوى؟ أين ابن النبي المصطفى وابن علي المرتضى وابن خديجة الغراء وابن فاطمة الكبرى بأبي أنت وأمي ونفسي لك الوقاء والحماية يا ابن السادة المقربين، يا ابن النجباء الأكرمين، يا ابن الهداة المهديين، يا ابن الخيرة المهذبين، يا ابن الخيرة المهذبين، يا ابن الغطارفة الأنجبين، يا ابن الأطائب المطهرين، يا ابن الخضارمة المنتجبين، يا ابن القماقمة الأكرمين، يا ابن البدور المنيرة، يا ابن السرج المضيئة، يا ابن الشهب الثاقبة، يا ابن الأنجم الزاهرة، يا ابن السبل الواضحة، يا ابن الأعلام اللائحة، يا ابن العلوم الكاملة، يا ابن السنن المشهورة، يا ابن المعالم المأثورة، يا ابن المعجزات الموجودة، يا ابن الدلائل المشهودة، يا ابن الصراط المستقيم، يا ابن النبأ العظيم، يا ابن من هو في أم الكتاب لدى الله علي حكيم. يا ابن الآيات والبينات، يا ابن الدلائل الظاهرات، يا ابن البراهين الواضحات الباهرات، يا ابن الحجج البالغات، يا ابن النعم السابغات، يا ابن طه والمحكمات، يا ابن ياسين والذاريات، يا ابن الطور والعاديات، يا ابن من دنا فتدلى فكان قاب قوسين أو أدنى دنوا واقترابا من العلي الأعلى. ليت شعري أين استقرت بك النوى، بل أي أرض تقلك أو ثرى، أبي رضوى أم غيرها أم ذي طوى. عزيز علي أن أرى الخلق ولا ترى، ولا أسمع لك حسيسا ولا نجوى. عزيز علي أن تحيط بك البلوى، عزيز علي أن تحيط بك دنيا البلوى، ولا ينالك مني ضجيج ولا شكوى. بنفسي أنت من مغيب لم يخل منا، بنفسي أنت من نازح ما نزح عنا، بنفسي أنت أمنية شائق يتمنى من مؤمن ومؤمنة ذكر فحنا. بنفسي أنت من عقيد عز لا يسامى، بنفسي أنت من أثيل مجد لا يجارى، بنفسي أنت من تلادي نعم لا تضاهى، بنفسي أنت من نصيف شرف لا يساوى. إلى متى أحار فيك يا مولاي، وإلى متى، وأي خطاب أصف فيك وأي نجوى. عزيز علي أن أجاب دونك وأناغى، عزيز علي أن أبكيك ويخذلك الورى، عزيز علي أن يجري عليك دونهم ما جرى. هل من معين فأطيل معه العويل والبكاء، هل من جزوع فأساعد جزعه إذا خلا، هل قضيت عين فساعدتها عيني على القضاء، هل إليك يا ابن أحمد سبيل فتلقى، هل يتصل يومنا منك بعدة فنحظى، متى نرد مناهلك الروية فنروى، متى ننتفع من عذب مائك فقد طال الصدى، متى نغاديك ونراوحك فنقر عينا، متى ترانا ونراك وقد نشرت لواء النصر ترى، أترانا نحف بك وأنت تام الملا، وقد ملأت الأرض عدلا وأذقت أعداءك هونا وعقابا، وأبرت العتاة وجحدت الحق وقطعت دابر المتكبرين واجتثثت أصول الظالمين، ونحن نقول الحمد لله رب العالمين. اللهم أنت كشاف الكرب والبلوى، وإليك أستعدي فعندك العدوى، وأنت رب الآخرة والدنيا، فأغيث يا غياث المستغيثين عبيدك المبتلى، وأره سيده يا شديد القوى، وأزل عنه به الأسى والجوى، وبرد غليله يا من على العرش استوى، ومن إليه الرجعى والمنتهى. اللهم ونحن عبيدك التائقون إلى وليك المذكر بك ونبيك، خلقته لنا عصمة وملاذا، وأقمته لنا قواما ومعاذا، وجعلته للمؤمنين منا إماما، فبلغه منا تحية وسلاما، وزدنا بذلك يا رب إكراما، واجعل مستقره لنا مستقرا ومقاما، وأتمم نعمتك بتقديمك إياه أمامنا، حتى توردنا جنانك ومرافقة الشهداء من خلصائك. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد، وصل على محمد جده ورسولك السيد الأكبر، وعلى أبيه السيد الأصغر وجدته الصديقة الكبرى فاطمة بنت محمد، وعلى من اصطفيت من آبائه البررة، وعليه أفضل وأكمل وأتم وأدوم وأكثر وأوفر ما صليت على أحد من أصفيائك وخيرتك من خلقك، وصل عليه صلاة لا غاية لعددها ولا نهاية لمددها ولا نفاد لأمدها. اللهم وأقم به الحق وأدحض به الباطل، وأدل به أوليائك وأذل به أعدائك. وصل اللهم بيننا وبينه وصلة تؤدي إلى مرافقة سلفه، واجعلنا ممن يأخذ بحجزتهم ويمكث في ظلهم، وأعنا على تأدية حقوقه إليه والاجتهاد في طاعته واجتناب معصيته، وامنن علينا برضاه، وهب لنا رأفته ورحمته ودعاءه وخيره ما ننال به سعة من رحمتك وفوزا عندك، واجعل صلواتنا به مقبولة وذنوبنا به مغفورة ودعاءنا به مستجابا، واجعل أرزاقنا به مبسوطة وهمومنا به مكفية وحوائجنا به مقضية، وأقبل إلينا بوجهك الكريم، واقبل تقربنا إليك، وانظر إلينا نظرة رحيمة نستكمل بها الكرامة عندك، ثم لا تصرفها عنا بجودك، واسقنا من حوض جده صلى الله عليه وآله بكأسه وبيده ريا رويا هنيئا سائغا لا ظمأ بعده يا أرحم الراحمين. وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وبه نستعين والصلاة والسلام على محمد وآل محمد اللهم صل على محمد. أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. The dua that was recited is called Dua Nudba. Nudba means lamentation. The meaning of Nudba in Arabic is that when a person cries to the point where they cannot control their voice and their voice becomes of someone who's lamenting, someone who is broken-hearted to the point where it's not just tears, but the whole body shakes and the person's voice goes aloud. It's one of those du'as that are very comprehensive as far as our ideology is concerned. Also, there are things in there that people have used certain verses of this particular du'a. When they were really in need, they wanted help from the Imam, they've used certain verses of the dua repeatedly recited where they have gotten help from the Imam of the time. They have seen him, they have also sought whatever problem that they had, that problem was resolved. So this dua is also a method of communicating with the Imam of the time. It is mentioned that you should recite it on Fridays and also Eid al-Fitr. But these times that are mentioned, it's not necessarily that you just have to recite it on Friday or Eid al-Fitr. That would mean once a week and once a year. You can recite this every morning, because it will give you a reminder of the Imam of the time. It also will remind you of the different fadail of Imambargah. It will remind you why you love them. It will also give you an opportunity to actually be very personal with the Imam of the time. Inshallah, if we have time, we'll go through some of those verses. But the beginning of the dua suggests, the text tells us that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had appointed the prophets, He had chosen them before they came into this world. The reason why He chose those prophets before coming into this world is because He knew that they were not going to break the promise that they made to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that when they come to this world, that they will not be amazed by the glamour and the glitter of this world, that they're not going to break the promise that they made. So, one of the things, maybe you might have a question in ideology, in your aqaid, is that, why did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala only appoint certain people as the prophets? How come I was not appointed? Even if the dua does not, you don't read the dua and you don't know, but you know yourself that the glamour and the glitter of this world has made you a certain way, has made you come to a point where you're so much involved into it that you forget about the rest of your obligations or what you're supposed to be connecting to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That the day-to-day life and the rut of life and the fame and fortune has made our eyes maybe blinded towards those things as signs that we were supposed to see to get close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it is an answer in our own selves, when we look at our own selves, that we have broken the promise that we made to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Therefore, we are not eligible for that. And then the dua goes into the different prophets that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has brought. Some of them He made as a friend. Some of them He took them from heaven and brought them to earth. Some of them He took from earth and brought them to heaven. And He goes through into the detail about our ideology as far as the prophets are concerned. Then the dua gets to the point where it talks about the Holy Prophet as Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. And some of the things the text mentions about the fadail or the facilities of the Holy Prophet. And one of them is also mentioning about him going on Mi'raj. Is also one of the ajaib, one of the mu'jiza, one of the special mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala upon the Holy Prophet. Through that it gets to the point where, it says that after the Prophet, Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam is going to be the master of those individuals that accepted the Holy Prophet to be their master. It also narrates the particular verses of the Quran as well that are specific for the fadail of Ahlul Bayt al-Muslim. So again mentioning about ideology. Okay. Man kuntu mawla fahaza aliyun mawla, that particular statement that you've heard, the individuals who had never taken the Holy Prophet as their master, they never took Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam as their master. Because the sentence was that whoever I am master of, then this Ali is their master. So if the Muslims did not take the Holy Prophet as their master, of course they were not going to take Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam as their master. The condition was that you take the Holy Prophet as your master. It was not supposed to be the movement of the tongue that you are the Prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that we follow you. But it was in actions. Whoever did take the Holy Prophet as their master took Imam Ali. Hazrat Ammar Yasir did, Hazrat Abu Zar Ghaffari did, Hazrat Miqdad did. The rest of the individuals who did not take him as master, he didn't take. Kulla as'alukum alayhi ajr. That particular verse of the Holy Quran is also mentioned in the dua. And then one of the interesting part is that another place Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has asked the Prophet to say to them that I do not want any reward from you. In the verse that we all know, إِلَّا الْمَوَدَّةَ فِي الْقُرْبَى, that other than the mawaddat of Ahlul Bayt al-Muslim, the ones who are near to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Now the word mawaddah also, we don't really have the time to explain, but you can say that it is the mature form of love. It's not an immature form of love. Mawaddah basically is that when two people have mawaddat, they do not worry about their own rights, they worry about the rights of the other. That is the form of mature love. Immature love is, oh, you did not give me this right, you did not give me that right, I am such and such, you have done this to me, you have done that to me. That's immature love. Mawaddat is mature love, where the two people, let's say if I am mawaddah with Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam, I will not be giving him a list of the things that I need from him. If I have mawaddat with Imam Zaman alayhi salatu wasalam, I will not be giving him a list of what I need. What I will be saying to the Imam of the time is that if I have mawaddah, give me the list of the things you need. Tell me what you need. And I will put my life and my effort and my time and everything that I own in fulfilling that list. And when that happens, it's a two-way transaction. The Imam of the time will fulfill every single thing that I have. I will never have to ask anyone for anything. If you want to build mawaddat with Ahlul Bayt al-Muslim, it would have to be with the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It would have to be إِلَّا مَن يَتَّخِذَ إِلَى سَبِيلِ رَبِّكَ. The second part of one of the other verses of the Holy Quran says that if you want to give reward to me, the Holy Prophet, if you want to give reward to me, whoever is going to choose the path towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is my reward. Meaning what? Mawaddat with Ahlul Bayt al-Muslim is not separate from the path to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If anyone says that I have mawaddat for Ahlul Bayt al-Muslim, you cannot go away from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The Holy Quran is saying that if anyone wants to give the reward to the Prophet, then choose that path that goes towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Our mawaddat is not there yet. We wrote so many things on the 15th of Shaban about what you wanted. In the Ariza, we wrote all of the things that we wanted. Was there anybody who wrote on the Ariza that, Imam, we have everything, but we do not have you? And we have everything, but we don't have you. This year we want you. Did we mention that? We did. That's not mawaddat. It goes into, then with Imam Ali what happened? He was left alone. Lawmatul la'im. People complained to him. People were, they put him down. They shunned him. They criticized him. Lawmatul la'im. Imam did not care what people used to say. He did not care if after the Holy Prophet nobody came and said salam to him. Can you imagine someone, if you lived in the community and you enter into the center, nobody looks at you and says salamun alaykum? How would you feel? This was the condition of Imam Ali alayhi salatu. He would come out of his house, nobody would say salamun alaykum. Bibi Fatima had to go and knock on the door and say, what has happened to you? Lawmatullah qad fatara. He was left alone. There was nobody with him. And then the text goes into the point that, the worst of the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala martyred Imam Ali. And then it goes on saying that, the ummah of the Holy Prophet came together to have animosity and hate towards Ahlul Bayt. They did not come together to have love for Ahlul Bayt. They came together, they were unified. They were unified in having animosity towards the Ahlul Bayt. And then he says, either they were poisoned or they were imprisoned. And gets to the point where he starts saying, Ain al-Hassan, Ain al-Hussain. He says, where are you? He starts calling upon Ahlul Bayt and saying, where are you? It gets to the point where then he starts talking about the alqab, the titles of the Imam. One of the titles is, one of the tasks as well of the Imam is that he's going to take revenge of the blood of the prophets and the sons of the prophets. He's going to take the revenge of the blood of Imam Hussaini. You see, if we want to know our responsibilities, first thing is first, your aqaid, your ideology has to be solid. The youths that are sitting here, if you are wishy-washy in your ideology, you will fall. A mediocre person cannot survive in these end of days. You and I would have to become exceptionally strong in our ideology. We have to be firm in our roots. If we are not firm in our roots, forget about fiqh. If you look at the Risala, it says, this fiqh is for the individual who has roots in aqaid, who's firm in their ideology, who believes firmly in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the Holy Prophet. If they don't believe firmly in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or the Prophet, then what about namaz? It doesn't make any difference whether you wake up or you don't wake up. One of the reasons why we don't do it is because our aqaid are weak. We don't have the roots in believing that there is a day of judgment, believing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sees us, believing that He can hear us. If our aqaid are not strong, how will we be able to sacrifice when the time comes to take the revenge of the blood of Imam Hussain. How? If little things bother you and you become shaky in your aqaid, how are you going to take revenge of the blood of Imam Hussain? You know who we have to take the revenge for the blood of Imam Hussain? The one who had the qualities of the enemies of Imam Hussain. And if those people happen to be in this center, we have to take revenge from them. It does not have to be Christian or Jew. Christian and Jews were not present at the time when Imam Hussain was martyred. The people who martyred Imam Hussain, they were Muslims. They said, La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. They prayed namaz. They were hufaz al-Quran. They fasted. They spent nights in worship. They were not Jews and Christians. They were Muslims. They call themselves as Muslims. So meaning the people who we have to take revenge from are not going to be the individuals. They're going to be the individuals who say that they are Muslims, but their ideology is shaken. Their amal are not there. They lie, they cheat. They create disunity among people, among communities. These were the qualities of the enemies of Allah who martyred Imam Hussain. The Aqaid were told that, oh, it's the will of God, so therefore Yazid is your hakim and you have to obey. And you are the mahkum, you are the ones he has to rule, and this is the qadar of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you can't do anything about it. If a person goes on the minbar and gives the fatwa that Imam Hussain is a baghi to the government, is a rebel to the government of Yazid, then his blood and his family members are allowed to kill and to imprison. And they accepted that. Where were their aqaids? You have to understand that this is the time where you can do something. Once the time passes and Imam is there, can't do anything. This is the time. بِأَبِي أَنْتَ وَأُمِّي وَنَفْسِي لَكَ الْوِقَى. The prayer says that I'm going to sacrifice my mother and my father and myself. Myself means, nafsi means everything related to me. My wife, my children, my money, my honor, everything that relates to me, I will sacrifice. Baby anta ummi, my mother and my father. Why does in Arabic it says Baby anta ummi? Because your parents are supposed to be the dearest to you. They have to be the dearest to you. Today, the youths, the parents are not the dearest. The dearest is Wi-Fi, is YouTube, is your PS4s. Your Twitter. You would rather spend your days and hours with that instead of your parents. You rather become what YouTube is telling you to become rather than your parents. How is this youth going to sacrifice? How are you going to sacrifice? What are you going to sacrifice? Your Wi-Fi? Even one place I said to them, for 24 hours, who's willing to not touch the phone for the sake of the Imam? You want to test yourself? 2 days or 1 day, no touching the phone, leave it aside. Can you do it? Can you do it for 2 days? If you can't, how are you going to sacrifice your parents and everything related to you? Right? Well, just for the elders, and of course the whole dua, I won't be able to go through the explanation, but just for the elders as well, give them the culture. My sisters and my brothers, my mothers and my fathers, my grandparents here, okay? You have to give your children the culture of sacrifice. Do some sacrifices in your own life so that they see that there is something that you can give and sacrifice. You're 35 minutes away from, for example, the center. Shab-e-Jum'ah is here. There's 5 people sitting here. 10 people sitting here. Where is the rest? This is the house of the Imam. This is the house of the Imam. It is associated with the Imam of the time. This is a Shabi of Karbala for you here. This is the Shabi of Najaf for you here. These 4 walls are not just, they are for us just like the alam of Hazrat Abbas. You take a cloth and you write, Ya Abbas. That is not an ordinary cloth anymore. It becomes the most powerful thing in the universe where angels just start coming and hovering around it. And when you ask something, you get your desires and wants fulfilled. If you can show them that you are willing to sacrifice 35 minutes drive to come to Hussainiya, what are they going to learn? That you can sacrifice 35 minutes of your time, that you're too tired to go and do whoever is speaking, doesn't matter. You like it or you don't like it, you come into this surrounding, you'll feel something. We can recite aloud salawat. Okay, so may I have the questions? Okay, so whenever the question comes, I will go through it. One of the verses there, which is, maybe you don't look into the translation that much, but one of the verses says that who is going to be with me? It is as if Agha is reciting. He was the only one reciting. But then he's asking when he's reciting that is there anyone who can cry with me? That we both cry so much that we lose the light in our eyes. That we cry so much that we become blind. And it is not something just the dua is saying that it's just like, for example, poetry. No. If there are going to be 2 individuals who actually feel the need of Imam, who are truly in love with the Imam, it's not, when you come together and one person is crying and hearing the other person cry and the emotions they build up, it could happen. So, of course, not going further, but please, make a relationship with Dua Nudba. This will remind you of many things. It will build your relationship with the Imam of the time. Read it every morning. It doesn't take too long. Agha read it with a bit of lahan and, it was with a bit of a flow, elongated some of the words. If you read it yourself, now maybe more than 15-20 minutes. Do that every morning. Read the translation at least. And you will see that those reminders will carry on throughout the day and throughout the week. Inshallah, that you will be willing to do. Okay, the question is, if you were to win a lottery and donate it to a good cause, would that suffice or would it still be haram? You cannot give the money that you have stolen from someone in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You cannot give the money that you have gambled and gained through gambling in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That money does not belong to you. And if a person has gambled, it's something haram that they have done. Lottery is gambling. When you look at the ticket of lottery, it says underneath, please gamble responsibly. It says that. It's managed by the Gambling Association of Canada, whatever that body is called. How can you donate that and it will be okay? Here the problem is not money. For Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the problem is never money. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not need money. Imam does not need money. What Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala needs from you or wants from you, which is beneficial for you, is your intention. It's your niyyah. If your intention is pure and you give $1 in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is enough. We always think about millions of dollars we will give. No. If a person is given $1 million so that they can be told with a big check, oh, they gave $1 million to the center and they're very proud about it. I'm so rich and I gave so much money and everybody's under my favor now. Who won that money? Literally. That money is worth nothing. If somebody gives $1 with the pure intention towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that $1 is worth something. Right? So don't think about, oh, I'm going to play lottery and I'm going to win and I'm going to give in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Everything's going to. No, you cannot gamble. You cannot steal. It has no worth. It's the same thing with the lottery. Does the 12th Imam have two Muslims to protect him? The Imam of the time is protected by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, although Imam does have company of certain people, and one of the person happens to be Hazrat Khizr alayhi salam, salamun alaykum. He is with him as a companion. He shares the sorrows and the pain of the Imam. He shares his loneliness. And he also gets assigned tasks by the Imam of the time to go and complete. And whenever I think about Hazrat Khizr, I'm very appreciative towards this personality. I feel a lot of love for that personality, that for Ahlul Bayt alayhimussalam, the one who is the most mustarib, the most distressed, the most lonely, for the last 1185 years, there is one person who is willing to give company to the Imam of the time. The protection to the Imam is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and He's protecting him, and He will keep him protected until the time comes. Apart from headdress, what is hijab? Hijab is you wear a dress from top of your head till the bottom of your toes in a way that nothing which is an ornament of yours as a woman is apparent to the other person. They should not be able to have a shape of your body. They should not know the shape of your body. If your dress is such that a person can know the shape of your body, it's not hijab. Hijab we wear as if it's like a scarf. You put the scarf, it's okay. No. A woman's body is her ornament, which is the right of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect, that she needs to protect and hide from the eyes of non-mahram, from the people that are not allowed to look at her. It is not your right, by the way, my sisters. It is the right of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It does not come into hukukul ibad, the rights of others, of creation. It comes in the right of hukukullah. It comes in the right of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? So for my sisters, if you're just wearing a hijab and somebody looks at you and can tell the figure of your body, the shape of your body, that's not hijab. That's a simple criteria. When you stand in front of the mirror, if you cannot also figure out your body, that's fine. That's what it is. So nothing specific I can say that you have to wear this or that. You can choose your clothes. When you stand in front of the mirror, when it doesn't show the you cannot figure out what is the shape of your body, that's fine, that's hijab. Okay? So hijab is not just a scarf. From the tip of your head till your toes, your body is a whole as an ornament that you need to protect, and that's the right of Allah. And in turn, that protects you. And it protects the community, it protects the people around you. It gives you the courage to be able to become a symbol of the power of Islam. We can read aloud. So. It says in Islam you're not allowed to recite the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the washroom, so how do you do niyat? I don't know which Islam says that. Maybe your mom has said it, but just because your mom has said it doesn't necessarily mean that it is Islam. Or maybe your uncle has said it, doesn't mean it necessarily is Islam. When you go into the washroom, how you enter into it, there's a dua to enter into it. There is du'as when you sit down. There are du'as when you are cleaning yourself. There are du'as when you are doing wudu. There are du'as when you look at the water. And the whole process has so many du'as. If you were to do it, you will feel as if you've entered into a masjid. Literally. But the reason why we think of the washroom as such, where you feel that you can't even take the name of Allah, is because our perception that has been given to us either by our culture or by our forefathers. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given, this sort of process of your body for your cleansing, for you to remember Him, for relief, for you to get close to Him, but seeing how lowly you are. So you should look into that. There's no problem in reciting the names of Allah. Wa alaikum assalam. I found valuable jewelry, did advertise and placed ads everywhere. If no owner found, what should I do? If no owner comes and claims it, even though that is something that, what do you call it, finder's keeper, you could, according to the finder keeper's rule, you keep it. But the problem is that this jewelry that belongs to someone else has come to you, and that will intake maybe as something of a monetary gain for you, as income for you, that might have khums implications. So, and your own self will never be satisfied if you have it and you wear it. So, maybe perhaps after a certain amount of time, which is according to norm okay to wait, and you have waited and tried your very best, if no owners have come to claim it, then you can use perhaps that jewelry to give it in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to whichever charity that you find it to be reasonable, with the intention of that person, and inshallah Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you the same reward. Okay, that would probably be the best. Okay, I was supposed to finish this by 9:30 because I had another place to go and then drive over out of Calgary. Well, I'm looking at the time, it's 9:52. Salah is going to be soon as well. So I think I'll just answer the rest of the questions that are there. Salah is probably like 10:15 as far as when I went and looked outside. So we still have 8 and 15, about 23 minutes. So is it okay if I finish this by 10? I know we could stay here all night, and I would love to stay here all night. The only problem is I have other commitments. So this question is, what is the origin of Matam and Azadari? What is the origin of Majlis? Do Matam and Majlis enjoy only allergies basis, or is it all cultural basis? Okay. The origin of Azan of Imam Hussain goes back to the actual event of Karbala. Aza in Arabic means when you lose someone, loved one, and your heart breaks. So on the 10th, when the first martyr's body came back, when the martyr's body came back and the heart of Imam Hussain broke, and the heart of Hazrat Abbas broke, the heart of Bibi Zainab broke. The Aza of Imam Hussain started from there. Aza in Arabic means a broken heart when they have lost someone. So really, the Aza started even on the 10th. It wasn't on the 11th, it was on the 10th. When Imam Hussain brought the body of Hazrat Ali Akbar, holding it with his arms with the back to the tent, the Aza had started. The origin is there. Afterwards, depending on the culture that the Aza went to, there were different things that people did. Although the form of matam that we have now, there is a way, when you look at the history of matam, you will find that it has been going on for a lot longer than you and I think. The traditional Aza that we have today, the history is at least 600 years. If you go back to the event of Karbala, 1400 years, 600 years is the traditional Aza that we do. Now 600 years ago, it came out on the streets. Before that, for the 800 years or so, the 800 years were spent, the majority of that time of 250 years, which is the whole lifespan of Imam Masumin alayhi salam. In that 250 years, Aza used to happen. Imam Masumin alayhi salam used to do Aza. When I say used to do Aza, did their hearts not break every time they saw water? Was it only Imam Sajjad alayhi salam who started crying when he would see water? It was every Imam. Okay. Every Imam cried when they saw the shadow. So 250 years, and then from the 250 and 800, if you were to subtract that, whatever happens to be 550, the 550 years of the history of Aza is generally in very secrecy and privacy. People used to do it, cry slowly, not loudly, not let anyone know that they are doing for Imam Hussain salam. Because in these times were such where the Sadat were killed, martyred. The lovers of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam were taken and put into prison or martyred. We have narrations in the history where in one night 70 Sadat, the blood of the Prophet, their necks were cut and thrown into a well. In one night. So, the matam that we do does have a history, does have, it does go far back. It's not just something new. In every culture, there is a form of expressing the broken-heartedness that you have, and that Imam Masumin did it, and then afterwards it continued. And if you put this too much of a cultural thing, you will lose the spirit of that. So don't negate it. Don't become rebellious towards it. Don't look at the actions of a few and say, well, because they are doing as a competition, as a matam, I'm not going to do it. No. You do matam, you show this is how you feel. You bring your hand, put it on your chest. You cry for Imam Hussain. If you love him, if your heart is broken, show it. If you lose $20 all day, you're whining, and people look at your face and say, what happened to you? Oh, I lost $20. If they cannot look at you and say, what is wrong with you on the day of Ashura or in the Aza of Imam Hussain, something is wrong. It should be a condition of the heart. Inshallah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you. Just 2 more minutes. I don't think I'll be able to go through my 2 minutes. I don't think I'll be able to go through the 4 questions that are remaining. Just some parting words to you. Please remember the Imam of the time. And the best ways to remember Imam of the time, one of them happens to be Dua Nutbah. Express your feelings towards him. One of the best ways happens to be Dua Nutbah. When you start saying, Azizun alayya, it is very difficult for me, such and such. The statement says, and I will end it with that. The statement says that, I see other people. I see you. I see my wife. I see my children. I see my parents. I see people all around. The dua says that, it's so difficult for me. I see everyone, but I don't see you. It says that, where are you? Are you on a mountain? Are you on flat land? Where are you? I don't even hear a whisper from you. Just a whisper, a najwa, just a little bit. Where are you? It's very difficult for me. Find that in your heart to say that it is difficult for you, that Imam is not here. Find the need. Nothing will be okay. Nothing in your life is ever going to be okay. If you become anything in your life, nothing is going to be okay. If you become a lawyer, a doctor, you have money. You become a Muslim, nothing is going to be okay if you don't have the Imam. Everything is worthless. Nothing is okay. Until that day, nothing is okay.
Jazakumullah, Maulana Sahib. Maulana Sayyid Hadi Hussaini is on his visit to India to see his parents. We'll be having Maulana Sayyid Hassan Mujtaba here with us till Maulana Sayyid Hadi returns on first week of August. So he will be inshallah with us in coming programs such as Thursdays, Fridays and other important events, including the recreational events such as hiking, paintball and the picnic as well. So I would encourage all the parents to bring your kids to these events to benefit from the Sayyid. And if you have any questions and spare time during the Thursdays and the Fridays, you can always ask them. We don't have to have a specific question answer session for that to benefit from the Maulana's visit as well. Also, we announced that Dua Nutbah was recited here in the evening, but due to the summer months, because the sunset is late, so next week Dua Nutbah recitation will be right half an hour before the Salatul Jummah. And whenever any important event follows on Friday, such as Milad, Majlis or birth anniversaries or Shahada or any important event is, and there is a program in the evening at Hussainiya, then Dua Nutbah will be moving to the evening program to join them together. Ultimate goal is to have the Dua Nutbah recitation in the early morning of Fridays as recommended. Inshallah, we will see the motivation of the Mu'mineen if they will commit to come on the early mornings to recite that. Inshallah, that's the main goal. And slowly, within a few weeks, we will start the Dua Tawassul as well as on Tuesdays as well. Inshallah, Salatul Maghrib is at 10:06. Till the refreshments are outside, some ice cream.